And we are back with another Black with No Cream podcast. New episode every single Wednesday and Friday, Sunday.
Wednesday, Friday, and no, never mind. Sunday.
Just Wednesday and Sunday. Sorry. Wednesday. Off to a good start today. This is a morning roast episode with me, Ben, and Dave, my compadre.
Hello, again.
It's a tight Schoolboy Q shirt. Where'd you get that at?
At the listening party, bro.
They had them there?
Yeah.
You could buy them?
I got the last one.
Fuck. I wanted that shit.
They handed them out in like paper bags, bags.
God damn it! Why the fuck didn't I? Well, I had a paper bag on my head.
Remember we were rolling straight out to go to the next
to Machine Gun Kelly's birthday party.
Yeah. And you just like bolted out the door, and I was like, wait a second. And the girls are excited because once they give their last one, they can bounce. Yeah. So they're like, you want this? I'm like, what size you got? I can't remember what size this is. I think it might be an XL or something.
Blessed.
And I was like, yes, because the other one was a small, and there was a girl got the small, and I got this one.
Yo, Keem, I need some of these. Okay, Keem, plug me up. Fuck. All right, we have merch too. Shop BWNC.com if you want to pick up a Black with No Cream shirt. I'm wearing one right now if you're watching on YouTube. Yeah, we got all kinds of different shit, right? Shirts, long sleeves, mugs, which we're drinking our beautiful coffee. We just got our coffee set up in the office today, so now we can actually make coffee in the Black with No Cream headquarters, which makes too much sense. So that feels good. Today's subject, morning roast. If you don't know what a morning roast is, this is a quick synopsis. It's basically us diving deep into a topic that we see needing to be dove into.
Needing to be dove.
Needing to be dove into. This episode is sponsored by Dove Soap. Dove into a morning roast episode. All right, let's fucking do this shit. The episode title today is called Dave. What camera do you use? That's the name of this fucking episode. What camera do you use? One of the most popular questions asked on the gram. I'm asked that every fucking day.
How many times a day do you think you're asked that on average?
It depends if I'm being active on the internet or not. But I mean, I got like probably 300 or 400 unread DMs at this point. I've let myself go. You know me. I always try to answer them all.
Yeah, you're crazy.
But this shit just got too much in one.
But honestly, I'm curious. How many times a day or a week do you think people ask you that question?
Probably. If it's not what camera do you use, it's always what camera do you use or what lens or whatever. But right. That's 100, maybe 100. At the
that's crazy.
300,
100 a week.
I don't know.
I know. It sounds. I mean, it's not.
It's
like
an obnoxious amount.
Yeah,
it's like a fucking ridiculous amount. I know. I need to just make a YouTube video about what cameras I use, so it's just like I can copy paste that.
Well, this is the first step. We're doing this to talk about it.
Yeah, man. But what camera do you use? What a good question.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna do this.
What a good question.
We decided to do this. We're inspired because we saw that today and we thought it was funny. But then we also just realized, like, in my opinion, I just think that's like the absolute worst way to try to connect. If you're saying that you're either trying to get information, you're trying to connect with creative, whatever. It's the absolute worst way to, like, first off, even get a response from someone.
Right.
Second, like, even make a good impression on them or like connect with them in a real way. Right. And I feel like so many people are just quick to say that, and it's literally so annoying. And honestly, like, when I get a couple, if it's just straight up like what camera to use and there's no other context, there's no like they're not even interested in what I made, you're just asking me like, hey, what camera and lens do you use? Like, you'll answer it because you answer everything, but for me sometimes I'm just like, I'm not answering this.
Well, I mean, majority of the times if it's like a comment and it's like, what camera do you use? At this point I'm not even fucking
right.
I don't know. I'm not responding to all of them. And dude, the reason why we're doing this is because literally right before we're going to start recording, I posted a new video on my Instagram, and it's from Coachella this year. I went out there secretly and shot some shit for an Ivy Park Adidas collab, which is Beyonce's clothing company, and they just partnered with Adidas. So we had this like massive party out there, and I have this ill drone shot. I keep hearing this fucking feedback, dude. I don't know what that's coming from. Maybe they're not hearing that in the audio. I don't know. I'll just not talk about it. But anyway, shot a drone shot, just posted it. It's like a little moment. It's like 3 seconds long. But I put in the caption, Ivy Park X Adidas, shot by me. Coachella 3 years in a row for me. And then the next line says, shot with DJI Global Mavic Pro 2. Shout out to DJI for hooking me up with that. But yeah, I said that, and then I scroll through the first few comments that I got within like the first 8 seconds, and this dude comments on there, says, what kind of camera do you use? And I said, Caption. That's all I said. And he just goes pretty steady for that. Fire. I don't know what you're talking about anymore.
There was this one, I can't remember whose profile I saw one time, and this one guy has a bio. His bio is like, on Instagram is like, I shoot on a potato. Because he probably gets that question all the time, and he's like, that's my answer. I shoot on that's a Crystal Lee answer.
That is a
I shoot on a potato.
I shoot on a potato. Then another dude responded and says, what kind of air do you breathe? To that question. But I mean, for real, what the fuck are you, why, like...
So we're that spin off of this. The reason why we're doing this now is we're going to talk about, like, first off, if you're doing that as a way to, like, connect with the creative, get information from creative, quote unquote, pick their brain, whatever, and you start with that, I think that's the worst possible way. So let's just talk about what else you could do. I mean, first off, why you think this is bad, but then also, like, what else you could do. I
think it's bad because I'm like, okay, if I am a videographer, a photographer, a director, whatever it may be, most likely there is a chance that I've talked about what shit I use. You know what I mean? And I mean, if you scroll through my feed, a majority of the times I'm putting what I shot something on in my descriptions or whatever. But there's information out there. Like, it's not that hard to research or find a fucking behind the scenes photo that I've probably posted of myself using a camera, using a lens, using a drone, and be like, oh, cool, that's the DJI Mavic Pro 2. You know what I mean? It's not that fucking hard to do that shit and look it up. If that's what, if you're gonna post something, and there's a chance that the person that you're posting to that has the answer to whatever questions you may ever want to ask would see your shit and respond to you, that's what you want to ask them. Right. It goes back to elevator pitch. We talk about this shit all the time. If you're trying to, like, make some sort of presence, or you want to be known by someone that you look up to, or you would prefer to work with them someday or some shit, why would you waste the shot? Shooting your shot with... You waste a bullet saying that question. Literally a bullet. Your first bullet. The bullet that matters the most. Like, with what camera do you use? In my opinion, that's that. And also, too, I feel like just the question off top, like, is almost... Even if it's not intended to be, it's almost like a slight disrespect, or like a slight like, you're not respecting the content in the sense of, like, you post a sick drone clip, right? And then someone comments, what camera do you use? So it's like they're not saying any value or interesting or, like, appreciative or constructive or anything about the actual content or the thing that you made. Right. They're just wanting to know what you shot it with. Right. And, like, that's not how you connect with someone. Cause it's like, if you post a photo, you know, you put effort into it, you're proud of it, whatever, it's a moment. And then someone comes up and asks you what lens you use. Like, that doesn't have anything to do, like, that's not going to connect with me. At least lead off with, like, oh my God, this shot is so cool. I would love to know, like, what the settings were that you shot this in. Or, like, man, the highlights roll off on this photo is amazing. Or I love how you use the shadows. Or I love this and that. Or the shadows, the tint in this, or whatever. And it's like constructive feedback. Yeah. Like, you always want to start with the positive before you go into your negative. Or just something that, like, shows that you care and appreciate. Because then at least you might open their door up. And maybe if they're in a good mood that day, to be like, because sometimes if I'm in a good mood, I'll be like, yeah, I shot it on this and this lens, and this is what I shot on tour or whatever, and this and this. Right. And people are like, oh, thank you so much. But if you just start straight off, hey, what do you like? Yeah. You're not offering anything. But I'm not mad at you wanting to know, because we all want to know. Like, I see something ill shot, I'm like, damn, I wonder what camera that was. I wonder what kind of jib they use. I wonder what kind of crane they use. I wonder what kind of drone they use. I ask the same questions, but it's like, I'll look first. I'll try to actually Google, like, what did they use on Game of Thrones season 6, blah, 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 to get this shot first before I go and start hitting up the director, whose time is very precious because he shoots Game of Thrones. He's the directing, or whoever, the DP or whoever. I'm just using that because Game of Thrones is a shit right now. But, like, why would I go bother the DP of something that's dope that I look up to just be like, hey, what camera did you use? When he may have done an interview before about what he does. He may have talked to a publication and talked a little bit about it. He may have posted a behind-the-scenes photo of him using fucking Ronin 2 on set, and I was like, oh, shit, they use Ronin 2s. You know what I mean? Like, do the research first. Like, it's not that hard if you really have you know what I mean? And also, when you're talking to people like this, like, and you want to get a response, you got to separate yourself from, like, the masses. So, like, if there's a million people asking the same person, what's your camera to use, right? But the one DM is like says some insightful shit, or, like, asks a question they hadn't heard before, or connect like comes off in a different way where the person where you're reading it and you're actually like, oh, that's a good question, and you take your time to give them a valuable answer. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. That should be your goal. Like, you should, like, how can you
come across in a way that like they'll receive it as something that, oh, you know, I will help this person. Because if you just knock on the door, hey, what camera to use? What lens was this? It's like, why, like, you're not, why would I give that answer to you just because you like knocked on my door and asked me?
Yeah.
You know, like,
or just having time to do it. Like, I don't have that much time. So like, if I'm going to hop on Instagram and if I see why would I answer your question when someone else is like, let's see, just give me an example. Like this person said, I'm going to shadow you one day. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's dope. Cool. Like, I like you fucking putting that out in the universe. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather respond to you or respond to like, this person. Yes, Ben, Coachella was made to be captured by you. You know what I mean? Like, these are like nice comments that are cool versus like, why would I answer the fucking geek ass basic question that you could find out very easily versus respond to someone who cares about my quality of content and like is appreciative of my work. Like, I post so that they can enjoy. When they sit here and someone says something that's nice and shit, I'm like, oh, that's cool, thank you, appreciate that.
Right.
And then follow up with another one.
Maybe after, hey, I was really wondering, like, what did you shoot this? I noticed it's so stable. Like, I thought maybe it'd be inspired, but I'm not sure or whatever. And then you're like, oh, actually, it was a Mavic 2 Pro. I used it, like, shot it normal settings, whatever. And they're like, oh, thanks so much. Yeah. And you would be like, you let them come and like give more information that you want. You know? Right.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
That's how you should kind of approach it, in my opinion. But I would, especially like when you're doing something like on Instagram. I just haven't been on Instagram for like 2 weeks or something. Like, I try to just not post shit. Just don't give a fuck. Like, we have stuff to do. I'm not on IG just to be on IG. But during tour or during jobs where you're like can release a lot of content from whatever you just created, I'm like booming with comments and questions and DMs and all this shit. And it is so fucking common to get that, what camera do you use question, or what lens is this? And it's like, I don't know why it frustrates me, because A, I appreciate you caring. B, I've been in the same shoes.
Right.
But never once was I hitting someone up unless I had like a direct connect to them. Like, where it's like one of my good friends, you know, if it's you, and I'll be like, hey, yo, how'd you do this shit? Like, how'd you do it? And you can break it down for me.
Yeah.
Cause I know like we'll share those things with each other. Cause as much as it is for someone to hit me up and be like, hey, I really want to get into video editing. Like, what software do you?
Right.
I'm not going to answer that question. But if my fucking cousin hits me up about it, I'm going to answer that question because we owe each other. You know what I mean? Like, when you work with the creative, you build a relationship with them, you kind of owe each other to like, yo, we just got the key to the shortcut, but everyone else is trying to learn it. That's not always going to just be handed to you on auto response if there's 60 people asking that same fucking question. And especially when I tell you what it is in the description, I told you what it was.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you asking me?
I think it's kind of funny. Like, I think the Premiere, what software to use is like the same shit. Because dude, there's only a limited amount. There's a limited amount of cameras that exist, right? The answer you're gonna get is not gonna be revolutionary. Like, if you ask you and they're like, oh, you shot this on A7S, cool. Like, then they're like, I need to go buy one, maybe, right? But like, does that mean that you're gonna be able to shoot the same shit? No, because you won't have the same lighting, or maybe you won't have the same opportunity or whatever. Yeah. But like, the idea is, like, imagine Tiger Woods, right? Or like golfers or fucking LeBron or whatever. It doesn't have to be that. I'm not saying you are them.
What kind of basketball do you play with?
Right. Like, you ask a golfer, like a professional golfer, hey, what clubs do you use? I like to use golf because, like, I feel like clubs, just like a camera, clubs do have an effect on the ability to play, whereas a basketball is a basketball. Right. Which is, so it's different. Yeah. But like, cool, you can go buy the same clubs as Tiger Woods, but you're never you can't hit like him.
It's not gonna work.
I mean? So like, is that question worth it?
Yeah, people think, like, especially when it comes to drones right now. I mean, it's so, everything's so automated, and autofocus is like baked into everything, right? But someone's, oh, just because I bought the drone means I can get the same shots Ben got. Right. You're gonna fly out of that fucking building and get the same shit that I got.
Well, they'll buy the drone. They'll learn really quick that it's fucking really hard to fly that, and I know because I have one.
The other thing that's frustrating too is like when it's like that question's super key, and I know a lot of people have questions about that shit, and it's like, to even go out of my way to make a video where I talk about what I have is annoying when you're just supporting fucking other brands, and you're the billboard. Right. Which is a weird concept, especially right now, because I feel like I'm so close to like the sources of brands I love, DJI. Like they've gifted me drones and shit and Ronins and stuff, and I'm appreciative of it.
Right.
But it's like, all right, cool, that was dope. So say, this is just an example. Like say, because I'm not asking them for bread right now, but like DJI gives me a Ronin, cool, it costs $700. I talk about it on my shit, and all of a sudden 10 people buy the Ronin. They just made a ton of money off of me.
Yeah, you're giving them $700 worth of brand value.
Do I just buy the shit for cost, and I don't have to tell you who the fuck I got that shit from? That's why it's so key that I feel these big brands are starting to invest in these creators more. I don't know why the fuck they invest in me, but they invest in these creators because they're a dog. The amount of times people have asked me about a booster board is next level.
Yeah,
Casey Neistat is another level. Like, I got a booster board because Casey Neistat, like, I was watching his videos and he looked like he had a fucking good time and got around quick. I'm like, that shit's money.
Right.
And he's talked about it a million times. There's a deal there. He knows the value of his shit, so he's able to crack a deal on it and be able to say stuff. But like, why, man, it gets to be a point where you're like, all right, my time is worth X amount of money, right? Like at this point, like, we have enough shit going on that I don't need to sit here and answer all these questions about gear to people. So then I get frustrated where I'm like, yo, but you know what? I might answer those questions if Sony fucking gave me a bag. That would be a little bit easier to take time out of my day.
But you would just have to put it in your caption the same way you do now. Like I'm
already doing it.
You're doing what you would do if they gave you a bag for it.
I think that I'm speaking in the sense of like most creators. Like, why would Raven want to talk about what she's using?
A lot of photographers don't.
That's what I'm saying. I go out of my way to tell people, and when I do, and the motherfucker asks me what I'm using, and I already went out of my way to tell you, I gave a free tip. You know what I mean? That's what it is. It's like, it's a free tip. If you have influence to the culture because they watch your shit in the way of like, oh, I want to be like that person someday, and you talk about the gear you use, or I mean, that's why brands send people shit all the time. That's why every artist has these young kids that want to make clothes and they want to send out the clothes. Please wear my shit on stage, whatever. Like, I want to create like you. Do you think they can hear this in the recording?
I don't know, but you just made it worse.
No, I didn't. I don't know what it is.
It wasn't that loud.
It's like a fucking magnetic thing. I don't know. Sorry. See, it's like this shit. I don't know what it is. I think it's just in our headset because these are like the we don't. Yeah.
So we're just talking like they think we're fucking crazy. They think we're crazy.
There's like a sound that we keep hearing in our headset.
There's a buzzing sound, and Ben gets really paranoid about it.
I hate it. I fucking hate it. I hope you guys don't hear it.
No, but anyways, Greg, you know Greg Noor?
Yeah.
Like,
no,
everyone wants to know. Like, people ask him all the time the same. I bet he gets it a ton with his photos because he shoots on Sony, right? So everyone has the Sony A3 or only A7R2 or A7R3 or whatever. Right. And they're like, why don't my photos look like Greg? So they're like, what lens do you use? What lens do you use? And he's like, I remember seeing him tweet a couple of times or like comment back like what? I'm just gonna give you that for what? Like, but then now he got the bag from Sony, so I think he's obligated. He's like probably every once. I don't know how many times to post what lens he did, but that doesn't.
You're never going to be Greg.
Yeah, that doesn't change anything. You're not Greg.
Greg goes to a million shows. Greg sits in a pit all day long. Right. That's why Greg is Greg. You know what I mean? Like, he's at every festival. It is cool because you get to like, all right, cool. Greg told, and I'm sure Greg probably has said it before at like what gear he uses. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
he has his own podcast.
Yeah, so like he'll talk about that shit, but it's like you got to do the research. Like, it's there. Like, we have a podcast where we talk about shit like this all the time. I'll tell you what I have right now in my camera bag: A7S II. I have a fucking A7R3. I have 3 DAG cams, Sony XC33s or some shit. I have a 5D. You have a 1DX. We have lenses. We have all the shit that's on the internet that you can go just search Sony on fucking Amazon, and that shit we use is the top. Like, it's not hard to if you're doing day-to-day shit and you're a one-man band, the chances of you having one of 4 cameras is fucking so high. Like, there's only so many things that people use on a day to day.
That's what I said earlier. There's like a limited amount of cameras.
Then you and fucking we had the podcast last night where we were talking to Justin Boyd, and Justin has a film camera, and you two bonded over it. Right. Oh shit, because you did the research, you understand that.
I knew. So like when I say, I'm not saying, oh, what is that, and not know what I'm talking about. I'm like, oh, is that this type? I've been researching this. It's like, oh, it's actually just like this. It's the T-Star or whatever with the lens, and we bonded over it. Yeah. But also that's a different, like you said though, because it's like, at least I was in this room. I didn't just message him, hey, what film camera to use? Like, we had met, we're in this room, we just did a podcast together.
There's a reason why you can
we
talk
vibed
about
over other shit, and then he's showing us his photos, and that's a moment to ask him.
And honestly, I like it when people will hit me with like, hey, what is this? It looks like is it?
At least you're trying to,
at least
like,
you try to figure it out.
That's why I said earlier with the, like, if he would have, it came at you like, man, this drone shot looks insane. The stabilization is crazy. It almost looks like you flew it on an Inspire. Did you or whatever? And you'd be like, no, I actually shot on this. Because then you're like, one, that's kind of a compliment because he's saying your shot looks
like it's expensive.
Production level quality.
It's expensive.
But it also, like, there's things that he's observing about the content.
Right.
That's dope.
Right.
That makes him ask that question as opposed to what'd you shoot this on?
Love it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I don't know. That's just the day.
That was a rant.
That's the rant for Morning Roast. Please fucking do your research, people. It's so much better. You will get so many better results if you do the research and ask the questions that you cannot find online.
Right.
If you cannot find what camera Ben Haggerty's using 2019, 18, 17, please ask me.
Yeah.
But I promise you that shit exists online.
I think
my whole website was around that.
The goal should be just think about, like, if you have a question about some content, like, or for a person, just think about the most thoughtful way that you can present that question, or just reach out to them to get them to look at the message and not be this is the same person as the other 50 who've asked me the same thing.
Right.
Like, if you say something thoughtful, observe what it is about the content that you think is dope. You know what I mean? Like, if you go to Ari's page, you're like, man, those shadows are crazy the way he moves. Like, I'm wondering how you did that without this happening or whatever.
Right.
I guarantee he'll probably look at it and be like, oh yeah, you're right. Like, and you're triggering like what his thought process was when he was creating it, or he's appreciating that you observe the content in a different way as opposed to looking at it and be like, oh, how'd you do this?
Right.
Or
tell me right now answers. I need to know. I need to be able to do this myself and get money for it.
Right.
Stop.
That's the PSA for today.
All right, let's end this one on, I'm going to do something new now. Watch this, Dave. All right, check it out.
I'm scared.
What is one thing that you will do by the end of today that'll help someone else? And I'll start. I'm going to pick up trash outside. If I see some trash outside, I'm going to throw it away.
That'll help someone else?
Yeah, that'll help. That helps the universe, helps everyone.
I
feel like maybe we should all start thinking like this.
I think that's a great way to think. I feel like the purpose of everything that we do with this, like everything we're going to do today with Black No Cream, we're trying to help other people.
Facts.
We're trying to help other people with this podcast itself.
You're right. We're doing too much. I'm going to take back the trash thing. I ain't picking up nothing.
No, dude. I've been thinking about it because there's the director, Andy Hines, that I worked with on that one video. He like designs his own Converse. He like has a collab with Converse, and he designs his own Converse that like the tree is like made out of like biodegradable material and has seeds in it. So like you can like plant the box and the box will grow flowers.
Oh,
and then the Converse are designed in like this sick ass flower like canvas type thing.
That's fucking
And then
tight.
he's offering like anyone who goes out and takes a before and after picture of like a side of a street, cleans it up, and takes a picture and send it to him, he'll send them a free pair of those shoes.
See? It's fucking sick.
That's tight.
Love that shit. We don't got the money to do that though.
We don't have.
But take a picture and send me it if you pick
I
up
like
some
the
trash.
way you're thinking though.
Film a little video. I always do it when I'm walking around here. It's so disgusting in Hollywood. Like it is. Like my family coming here, I realized how gross fucking LA is. Like we went to the pier and I took them to Santa Monica and did the whole pier walk. That'll be the last time I ever go. But I did it. I like took all the people I needed to take to the pier, and now my family is the last one. But
you've checked all the boxes.
I checked them all. So we go to the pier. I'm like, oh, let's go to the end and check out the water. Like, let's just go look. And we go and like look over to find fish or something, and it's just bags and fucking cups and shit floating in the water. And I'm like, tight. This is LA. Yo, this is fucking Los Angeles.
You know, Jaden Smith, he came up with Just Water, where like the entire bottle is like 90% biodegradable, and biodegradable is important because
hell yeah,
it dissolves and like naturally and
that was
beneficially
Will
to
Smith's
the.
thing.
No, that's his son. Like Jaden created that on his own shit.
It's dope. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's some stuff about
there's the environment.
This is what happens when we don't have a fucking like bullet point list of what we want to talk about. All right, that's it. Patreon.com/BlackWindowCream if you want to fuck with your team. Like, when should we release that shit?
What?
We're going to start doing, I'm just going to tell you right now. Patreon, if you're listening, if you're a Morning Roast listener, we're going to start doing on the interviews, when we do Q&As, we're going to do that exclusively just for our Patreon people. Like, we're going to let them ask questions, and we're going to only, you can only hear it if you're on Patreon. It won't be on the podcast, whatever. So if you want to get involved in that, We're going to change the whole structure of it soon, but patreon.com/BlackWindowCream. Support us.
We got a bunch of surprises coming, I think.
Tons of stuff. That's just one element of it, but yeah, it's going to be dope. Shop BWNC if you want to pick up some merch. Shop BWNC.com. That's our sponsor for today. So if you guys want to like make the sponsor give us money, it's just like you just have to grab a shirt or something, and then we can pay for the electricity and stuff.
Yeah. If you want these lights to stay on. I think this Sunday next week will be Justin's episode. Right?
Yeah.
This goes out next week.
This will be so Justin Boyd's coming up. Mac Miller's photographer. He was with them for 2010 on and off till Mac's passing. So it was an incredible episode. Definitely tune into that. And if you made it this far, go to Dave's Instagram at Dave Malave.
Nice.
And tag me, and then put a bunch of shit emojis on there. So we know that you made it this far. Just a bunch of poop emojis, a little poop smiley face.
All right, and if you fuck with me, please go on Ben's and comment a bunch of cucumbers.
It's the penis one, the squash. Cool, yeah, I like that. Let's see how many. Oh, that's tight. Let's make this a game. All right, see how many poops we can get on Dave's and how many squashes we'll get on my thing.
Can we not do poop though?
Nope, you're getting shitted up. TF always does it where he throws the pink panties on everybody. And he puts the little swimsuit on there. Throw some pink panties on them. And if you're listening to this, go to I'm.tf. I think that's his Instagram. Find TF on Instagram and just put some pink panties on his shit. Dude, it's nothing to do with this. All right, that's it. See you next Wednesday. We out.